Hi everybody, my name is Simon Lecomte. I'm an Enterprise Solution Architect with Hewlett-Packard. Today we're going to cover a very quick demonstration on the installation of HP Client Automation 7.9. I'm going to be installing this on a Windows Server 2008 R2. I simply go across to our install files, and in the install files which you've either downloaded from the internet or received on your media DVD, there is a setup file. Double click the setup file. Choose the option of next. Accept the end user license agreement. Confirm the installation folder, in this case in the x86 folder because we are installing on a 64-bit server. Confirm the location of the data folder. Confirm this is the server name that we are currently installing on, in this case cas.psg.local. The two ports used for communication, the web server port and the configuration server port. You may note that modify Windows Firewall to allow communications is grayed out on my server. That is because the Windows Firewall is currently disabled on my server. If the Windows Firewall was enabled, then we can tick this box to have the firewall modified for us for the communication path external and internal to our server. Choose next, and choose next to continue the installation. The installation will take between 2 to 5 minutes depending on the class of server you're installing on. Once the installation completes, we will choose finish, and the web browser to the management console will auto open so we can configure the first time setup wizard. Now the first part of the installation is complete. We simply click finish. The HP Client Automation console will now automatically open so we can configure the first time setup wizard. Log into the console with the username of admin, and the password is the word secret, S-E-C-R-E-T. We now have the first time setup wizard. We simply click next at the introduction. If we have our license information, we can paste a license key in here. If we don't, then we'll be given a trial license for standard edition. Click next. Now we need to point the first time setup wizard at the Microsoft SQL Server. I simply click next. It will create a database called HPCA Core. I'll put the IP address or the FQDN of the SQL Server. The port is 1433, which is the standard Microsoft SQL Server port. And in here we must use SQL authentication. In this case, SA account, and the password for the SA account. The first time setup wizard will now attempt to make a connection to the SQL Server. Once it has made a connection to the SQL Server, it will confirm the services that will be enabled. We simply click next, and it will now create the SQL Server database, configuration and tables, and enable the services for HP Client Automation. This process will take 1 to 2 minutes. Once the first time setup wizard has completed, we can click finish. It will log us out back to the login window, and we can log back in. And HP Client Automation is now installed and ready for further configuration within your network environment. Thanks very much for your time.